Hey guys, what's up? It's Beth from Tweed. I hope you're all staying safe, but I just wanted to tell you how much I miss all of you.
G'day Fuse, it's Josh here from Rivers in Tesco next door. Hope you guys have a good one.
G'day everyone, it's Andrew here from Whitehill Youth.
How you doing, Fuse Camp? My name's Adam from Alive Youth.
Hey Fuse Camp, it's Mitch here checking in from Fast Crowd.
Hi, it's Nicholas Greenwood.
Hey Fuse Camp, Sam here from Youth Rampage in Football.
Hey from Kenmore.
What's going on, Fuse Camp? It's Steve here from Sunnybank Youth.
Well, hello and welcome to Fuse News. I'm Lockie.
And I'm Theo.
And tonight we will be your hosts.
That's right. Tonight we have 3 or more thrilling, impactful stories for you.
That's right, Theo. It has been a big week in the wide world of Fuse.
That's right. So, Lachlan, I thought tonight we would kick off with some sport.
That's it. Sport's always a good one. We've had a couple of things happen in the sport world this week, Theo.
Indeed we have.
That's it.
Some big stories over there. So how about we head over to our sports reporter, Lockie Ashworth, for that story.
It. All right, we're going to go live to Lockie. Lockie, can you hear us? Yes, that's it. We are here and live with world-renowned go-kart racer. He's won world circuits all over the place. He races go-karts. He's a motocross racer. He does 4x4. Heck, I think I've even seen him in a hang glider. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to none other than Mario.
Woohoo! It's me, Mario.
Well, Mario, I've heard that you and your colleagues are on strike.
Yes, we're so tired. Everybody using the games and the Nintendo. No one's going outside and playing sport anymore. I'm very sad.
That's it. Over the last 7 weeks, there's been an influx in Mario Kart players. Is that correct?
Yes, we can't keep up with the demand. Nintendo does not pay us enough for this.
Nintendo does not pay enough, so you guys are on strike against Nintendo. Is that correct?
We're on strike.
That's it, on strike. Tell me, how does Bowser feel about this?
Bowser. Bowser is very sad, locked up in his castle. No one coming to rescue Peach.
That's it. And with the increase in demand, has Donkey Kong been able to keep up with the amount of bananas he needs to eat to keep the track slippery?
The bananas are just not there anymore. The barrels are coming. Donkey Kong is struggling. He can't make it over the barrels.
Well, Mario, if there was one message that you could pass on to the folks at home to help support you in your strike against Nintendo, what would that be?
Make the bananas ripe again. Mamma mia.
That's it. Get some vitamin D. What do you reckon?
Go out in the sun. Get some vitamin D. Stop playing on your Nintendo Switch, huh? Pass the ball. Throw the ball. Catch the ball.
That's it. All right. Thanks, Mario. Reports have been coming in from Fuse Camp that they've been doing the Pass the Ball challenge this week. We've seen the ball go far and wide. Heck, I'm pretty sure it even went international. It's been very exciting stuff. Over to the report.
Oi, Lockie, catch!
Oi, Fuse Camp, catch!
Party people
Steve.
Do you want to play?
Fuse camp. How do you guys even make it past customs? Not that I'm complaining. I guess I gotta send it right back over to you guys. Hey, Fuse camp. Kobe.
Well, there you have it, folks. The ball has been passed far and wide. It's been successful. It's been triumphant. It has been very exciting here with Fuse Camp this week. I am excited to see what happens next week with the Fuse Camp Challenge. We have one more story for you in tragic news. Olympic swimmers, in fact, Ian Torpedo Thorpe and Dave have retired from their Olympic swimming careers after eating too many bananas to keep Donkey Kong up to speed.
What happened to us, Ian Torpedo Thorpe?
I don't know, Dave.
Just eating bananas
Too many bananas.
all day.
I don't even want to see another banana.
So yellow and sometimes green.
I miss the swim caps. The latex. I just want to put my fucking drugs on again.
A tragic loss to the Australian sporting community. Well, that's all we have in the sporting arena this week. Back to you at the station.
Woohoo!
Well, thank you for that, Lockie Ashworth.
There you go, folks. Big week in the sport industry.
That's right. Big week. Sad week for Australia,
That's
unfortunately.
it. Sad week for the Australian sports team. And an even sadder week for the staff of Mario Kart in Nintendo.
Right. Yeah, big loss there. Big loss. I mean, those races, mate, they really can't afford to be having them go on strike at this crucial time.
That's exactly right. Folks, if there is one thing you can do at home, join the Mario Kart appeal. It's
That's
never
right.
too late to sponsor bananas for Donkey Kong.
That's right.
As we continue to make Mario Kart great again.
That's right. Get outside, as Mario suggested. Give those characters a break, and then I reckon when you get back into it, they'll be on fire, ready to race. That's what I say.
That's exactly right. Now, Theo.
Yes.
We had an interesting reporter, an interesting person ring up this week wanting to speak to Fuse News.
We did. We had a time travel enthusiast, didn't we?
Yes, time travel enthusiast. His name was Marty, I think.
Marty
something.
McFly something. Yeah.
And he seems to have a pretty interesting theory.
He does, yes.
So we sent a reporter to interview Marty, the time-traveling enthusiast, and why don't we flick over to that article right now as we look at this time-traveling enthusiast. Yes, well, we're here now with time travel enthusiast Marty, who thinks he's got a cracking theory for us on Donald Trump. Marty, why don't you share with us your suspicions about good old Donald?
Well, as a time-traveling enthusiast, I get really excited when I think people may be time travelers, and Donald Trump is actually a time traveler.
Donald Trump is a time traveler. Why don't you share a little bit for us how you think that something this crazy could be real?
All right, let me just look at my notes for this one. But okay, listen up. I'll tell you how Donald Trump is a time traveler. So, in the Congress Library website, there's a book that was written in 1893, and it is called Something Trump. I can't read the first word because it's such an old book. All right. Anyway, the book is about a boy named Barron Trump, right? And he found a secret portal, and he time traveled. And that's not the crazy part. There's more. Donald Trump's son's name. Guess what it is? Barron Trump. That's right. It's Barron Trump.
There you go.
That's right.
Well,
anyway, it gets crazier.
Oh,
listen up. I'm not done yet. All right. So, in the book, Barron Trump has a mentor he looked up to, and guess what the mentor's name was? That's right, Donald. Donald Trump was the name of the mentor, okay? Anyway, the book takes place in Russia, and do you know where Donald Trump's wife is from? Russia. That's right.
Russia.
She's from Russia. Anyway, 4 years later, in 1896, the same author writes a sequel to the book, and he calls it The Last President.
And Donald Trump's the president.
That's right.
So there you go, folks.
There's more. Just wait. Okay, the book is about a very wealthy man who lived in New York on 5th Avenue. He ran for president but wasn't expected to win. It's like Donald Trump. Donald Trump lived on 5th Avenue, was a businessman, ran for president, wasn't expected to win. He's got to be a time traveler.
There you go.
But there's more. All right. So
this is just unbelievable.
This book was written over 124 years ago. But after his inauguration, he started picking people for his cabinet. And guess what the name of the person was in the book, written 124 years ago? Pence! The person's name was Pence. And if you don't know, Donald Trump's person in cabinet that he picked now is also named Pence.
So let me get this straight. Old bloke writes old book.
Yes.
Main character's name is the name of Donald's son.
Baron Trump, yes.
Old mate writes second book.
Yes.
That basically foretells what's happening to Trump now.
Yes.
Businessman.
Yes.
Not expected to win.
Yes.
Wins.
Yes.
Hires his mate Pence.
Yes.
For cabinet.
That's
and
right.
This happens in the book and in real life 150 years later.
Absolutely.
There you go. Well, that's
But there's more! So in 1943, one of the most infamous inventors called Nikola Tesla died from a blood clot, alright? But before his death, he claimed to have built a time machine, and he used it to travel back in time and to the future, right? And after he died, the United States took all his inventions, and the office that seized all his stuff, it was called the Office of Alien Property, right? And that's a real office.
You just can't make this stuff up, Tim.
You just can't make this stuff up.
There you go.
But there's more, okay? And so after the alien office took all his stuff, they tried to figure out his inventions, but they couldn't do it, so they hired an outside engineer who could figure out Tesla's work, and guess who that dude was? Donald Trump's dad, John G. Trump. And
his actual dad?
His actual dad. So John Trump is Donald Trump's, grandfather. My mistake, not dad.
So his dad's dad.
His dad's dad.
Right.
But after studying the time machine and took his notes of Tesla's inventions, the government couldn't find anything special about it, but we think that his granddad just took it and didn't tell the government so he could use it for his own good. And that's all.
Are you done this time?
Yeah, I'm done this time.
Well, there you have it, folks. We are here with none other than time travel enthusiast Marty McFly, who thinks that Donald Trump...
I know that Donald Trump is a time traveler.
thinks...
You can't make this stuff up. You said it yourself. Donald Trump is a time traveler.
Well, there you go, folks. That's all we have time for here in our puff pastry segment. Back to you in the studio.
Well, a bit of heat there, Lockie, in that interview.
Yeah, heat is one way of putting it.
Yes.
A little concerned for our reporter's safety. You might have seen we had breaking news come out as that report was airing, as a man has broken out from a mental asylum claiming to be a time traveler himself. Was it Marty? I don't know, but we did just send Lockie to interview him.
Let's hope Lockie's okay.
And he hasn't returned to the studio yet.
That's right.
Thumbs up if you... what is it? Thumbs up to pray for Lockie.
That's right. One thumbs up equals one prayer for Lockie.
That's it, folks. We're running all the appeals tonight. Save Mario. Save Lockie. We can do this, Fuse Camp.
The appeal for the banana. Get it? Appeal? Yeah. Anyway.
That was a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Well, Donald Trump, a time traveler. Do you believe it? Do you not? I don't know. Personally, I think Marty, absolute loony. Crazy.
I think there could be some merit to it.
I don't know, folks. You tell us.
150 years between. You just can't make these things up.
You just can't make these things up.
And you know, to flick over to another TV show, The Simpsons.
Yes.
They
seem to do this thing a
recreated.
lot.
Well, they had shots in an old episode of Trump doing things than Trump did when he became president. What if it's not actually the Simpsons dude that's a time traveler, but it is in fact Trump who travels in time and then fills him in, and it's like Matt something or other, the Simpsons guy, and then that's how they do it.
Incredible.
I
just don't understand sometimes, but you know what?
I could not agree more than with our viewer Henry, who says coincidence. I think not.
That's right. And on another note, we have our next segment of the news for tonight, and we are going to give it to you whether you like it or not. All right, let's go over to the weather.
Boy, do we have an exciting weekend coming up. It is going to be raining cats and dogs. That's right, but this weekend, the sky is the limit. Alright, enough of this silly talk. Don't mind the bow tie, it's Funky Friday here at the news. Alright, let's see what we've got going on in the forecast for this weekend.
Further east, but it's also pushing in a vigorous northwesterly flow over the southeast. Snow is redeveloping and falls will be down around 1,500 metres in New South Wales and Victoria. Another low pressure system from Western Australia is shifting into the Bight. This will bring another round of...
Anyway, that's all we have for now. Let's go to our weather reporter on the site, Lockie Ashworth.
That's right, Theo. Sunny skies all around. I'm here at Fuse Camp's home here in... Where are we? We're in Maranatha. That's where we are. Super sunny skies. I repeat, there is no rainfall whatsoever. No signs of torrential rainfall whatsoever. It is sunny skies. Great chance for you guys to get out to the beach, surf those waves, even take your dog for a walk. Who knows? Because it is sunny skies all the way up here in Maranatha. No sign of rain at all. Back to you at the studio.
Well, there you have it, folks. A sunny weekend in Brisbane.
It didn't look awfully sunny to me.
Lucky it's Maranatha.
Lucky.
All right.
Well,
I heard there's going to be snow.
Yeah, well, I heard all sorts of things.
Bit of snow down in New South Wales, Theo.
Why not?
Epic Youth Tweed. Sending you videos of you skiing this weekend on the slopes down in New South Wales.
That's right. Send in those.
Did I say something wrong?
No, it's just too funny, and I'm trying to keep a straight face.
Be professional, Theo. This is a newscast. You're fired.
Now I feel like crying. All right.
Oh, boy.
Well, apart from the snow down in Tweed, we have interviewed some other interesting guests.
That's exactly right. We have a health report. Obviously, we're currently in the middle of a bit of a crisis,
yes.
As they say. You know,
if you've seen what's going on in the news,
you know, I'm more convinced that Trump is a time traveler than that COVID-19 exists. But hey,
what
that's just me.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Conspiracies left, right, and center.
That's right.
Oh, jeez.
But yes, next story on how to make the world 100% bacteria-free. That's right, not 99.9%, but 100%. So let's cross over to our foreign correspondent to see that story.
That's all right.
Yes, we're live here with Dr. Lederhausen.
Premio.
Dr. Bratwurst. Well, Bratwurst, you are a leading specialist in hand sanitizer, is that correct?
Yeah, hand sanitizer, yeah, yeah.
That's it, and Dr. Volkswagen, you've been doing some extensive research. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this?
Yeah, extensive research into hand sanitizer. In the world that we're living in today, everything is as clean as ever. Hand sanitize the hands, hand sanitize the shoes, hand sanitize the rail. Everything is clean except for one thing.
And what might that be, Dr. Sauerkraut?
The top of the hand sanitizer. So, I conducted experiments. If everyone hand sanitizes and sanitizes the top of the bottle, the world will be perfect. 0 germs, guarantee.
Well, there you have it, folks. When you are using hand sanitizer, make sure you sanitize the top, just like Dr. Sauerkraut here. Who would have thought? Back to you.
That's right. Make sure you sanitize the top of the hand sanitizer bottle for a 100% clean world.
What an interesting report from Dr. German Sausage.
What a doctor.
That's it. Which, you know, it's left me wondering, surely the top of the hand sanitizer bottle can't be the only thing that's dirty.
I don't know, the logic seems pretty flawless to me.
What about, there's got to be something.
Alright, well, people say that the surface of your phone is actually one of the most bacteria-covered things in the world.
We're having trouble playing this video.
This is the news. What is going on? What is wrong with the world today?
The internet has stopped working, We lost internet.
Interesting. Well,
We lost internet.
we've lost internet. And in other news, we've lost internet. Well, hello and welcome back to Fuse Youth.
There we go,
News.
folks. We just fought off the FBI.
That's right. Our tech team, very good. They handled the situation with absolute pristine quality, and you can see why we use a script here at Fuse News.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Well, that's it. Farmers, we're not scared of you, government.
No.
Come
not
and
at
get
all.
us. We will continue to share our outrageous news. Try and stop us.
Find out what secrets we'll expose next week on Fuse News.
That's exactly right. Well, Theo, where are we?
We
in
are
our
up to
program?
our next
Oh,
segment.
what things are oddly gross? Okay, I had an idea, and then everything crashed.
I was saying Steve's head could be, and
Steve's
we
head
don't know.
Could oddly be.
So we should
gross.
shave all his hair.
That, you know, Steve,
to
it's just a
find out.
safety precaution, mate. No offense. Don't get upset. It's just a safety precaution. I have another one for you.
Tell me.
I reckon the handles on taps.
Ooh.
Because you touch them when you got dirty hands, then you wash your hands.
And leave.
And then you have to turn the tap off. So then you're transferring your dirty germs back onto your hand after you've just washed it, and then you walk out with those germs on your hand.
Yeah, it's a similar principle to the Sani bottle where you clean your hands with the thing and then you don't clean the thing that you use to clean your hands with. What about soap? When you wash your hands, does soap get dirty or do your hands get clean? That's a conspiracy in itself, I think. I'm not sure.
That is a brilliant question, and I just don't know that I'm ready to answer it.
It's a big one. Big questions on Fuse News.
Big questions on Fuse News. That's exactly right. Well, I hope this live stream's working because my phone's giving us pinwheels.
Nick O'Neill has actually just given us some news. He said, the intro music for Fuse News is a jam. You would be correct.
That's it. Well, we are going to play a game with you guys at home. But for us to play this game, we need two people, only two, no more, just two, to jump on Zoom so that we can go live with you in your house.
That's right.
But we're not going to do that just yet. We're actually going to flick to Josh Layton. I'm not going to repeat that. We're gonna go to a different segment, and when we come back, we're going to jump in on a live Zoom chat with
That's
all
right.
of you at home. But before that, we do that, we're going to go to a different segment so that you guys have time. You guys have time to get yourself ready to jump on Zoom. Now, Theo.
Yes, Lockie.
This is a bit disturbing, actually. There's been some disturbing news of some madness going on in a neighborhood.
That's right. Absolute chaos has broken out.
Absolute chaos. Angry neighbors, left, right, and center. When will this madness end?
Mate, you need to watch the video to find out.
That's it.
Because I don't know.
You went down to interview one of the neighbors.
That's right, I did, and that was dangerous.
It was dangerous. I'm glad that you made it back. How do you feel?
Shook.
Shook.
Absolutely shaken.
Shook.
My knees
Absolutely
are still
shaken.
wobbling.
So we're going to go live now. We're going to flick over to that interview so that you can see what's happening amongst these angry neighbors in their neighborhood war. Why don't we roll over to that clip?
Henry should shave his head. No, Steve shaves his head. Henry should. No, Steve shaves his head. You look who, Harry. You look stupid and rugged. No, you look stupid. Look at you. This fence won't stop me. I will get you. I've had enough of this.
That's right, you ran away. I've had enough of you.
Yeah, you go back inside and I'll shave Steve's head. I've had enough of this.
Excuse me, sir. Wait, just wait. Excuse me. I just want to ask you one question. Excuse me. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? Is that what you do? Is it? Is that what you do?
I'm
You
not
just shave
answering your
people's. Excuse me. What? Excuse me. Why'd you do it?
No, you just shave people's heads without them wanting to have.
I don't want to answer you. Excuse me. Why'd you do it? Excuse me. Hey, why'd you do it?
Oh, shut up! I don't want to answer your questions.
Hey, excuse me. Is that what you need? Just drive away? Is that what you're gonna do? You're just gonna drive away? Excuse me. Hey, you're just gonna drive away? Oh. Bogans, mate. I just can't stand them. We're here on scene at the neighborhood rivalry. We're here with Ted. Ted, can you tell me how long has your neighbor been living here? Oh, not even that long. I've been here first. I've been here for my whole life. We've just been chilling here, me and the family, and he just comes along, probably in the last year or so, and he just comes on and he starts making a mess and making trouble all around the neighbourhood.
Yes, thanks, Theo. I am here with the other neighbour, Laz. Laz, tell me, you've just recently moved into the neighbourhood. Are you regretting that decision?
Yeah, look, I was just trying to make him, a bit of friendly banter with my new neighbour, and he's just taking it too far. It's out of control. He thinks I want to fight him. One of my biggest philosophies about bonding with your neighbours is violence. And so, I'm just having a bit of friendly banter. And, he thinks I'm an aggressive character. I'm not really, but don't tell him that.
All right, yes, I see. Next question, Ted. Why would you rather Henry's head be shaved than Steve's? Oh, why not? It's Henry. I mean, Stevie's got the long hair, he's got everything going for him. He's one of us, brother, he's one of us. Henry, he's got short hair, he doesn't need his hair. Huh? Yeah, well, I guess your logic makes sense there. And what do you think it'll take to sort this one out? Oh, man, I think it'll take a good thong to the face. That's what I think it'll take.
So tell me, Laz, what are your thoughts on the feud between you and your neighbour?
Feud? Does he think we're fighting?
Yeah, he thinks you're fighting.
Oh, he thinks we're fighting? Geez, that's a bit silly, isn't it?
Yeah, just after that response, do you think there could be another outcome, maybe a peaceful outcome for this one? Yeah, look, it's hard to say. I like to be tough and think, nah, peace, that's for wussies. I don't need peace, but it'd be nice for a change just to have no fights, no quarrels, just for him to agree that Henry should shave his head instead. Maybe if he comes along, says that, brings me a couple meat pies, we'll be sweet.
That's very interesting. And so can you tell me, why do you think Steve should be shaving his head?
Well, mate, I'm just here for, I like my poems, and I just think it'd be a good bit of poetic justice, Henry shaved his head on behalf of Steve a couple of years ago on camp, and I just think the right thing to do to even the playing field and to serve justice in a beautiful way would be for Steve to come through with the goods and honour his end of the deal.
That's very interesting. Well, I've got one more question for you, mate. Can you tell me, is there, in your mind, can you see any way that there might just be a peaceful outcome or a mutual understanding and solution to this problem?
A solution that makes both parties happy. Well, that's a great question. For me, shave both their heads. They both want it done. They both want it done to each other. And I think that shave both the heads. I think that's the answer here. And then maybe they can come over and do a bit of crocheting with me. It's a bit of a hobby of mine. Don't tell him that though.
Alrighty, and finally, Ted, just one last question. Does it upset you that this rivalry is upsetting the whole neighbourhood? No. Yeah, could you elaborate on that, please? What? You want me to say something else? No.
Well, there you have it. What a bunch of angry neighbours.
Angry neighbours. And boy, was that a scary interview to be doing.
Yeah, and might I add, over a very valid topic.
Oh.
The feud between Henry and Steve over shaved heads.
Age-old feud.
Age-old feud.
That's right.
It's gone on and on and on. And this is all in light of the moustache war that has just ended between Josh and Theo.
That's right.
It has sparked...
one thing after another.
That's it. It has sparked fury in the realm of hair, and things have just blown up about Steve and Henry and their shaving routine as well. So
let's hope Steve and Henry can sort this thing out before it gets out of hand.
That's it. That's exactly right. Well, folks, it's time for our on-air game, which means that we're going to flick over to Zoom. If you're watching at home, Theo's going to talk for a little bit so I can type. We're about to punch the Zoom code onto the screen, and we're looking for the first two people to join that Zoom chat so that we can play an on-air game with you.
That's right. I would just like someone in the comments to ask me a math question. Let me get the comments up so I can see what questions you guys are asking me. See, I want to demonstrate my quick math skills, alright? So anyone ask me a question and I'll answer it very fast. Here we go. I'm ready. And if this doesn't work, I'll just tell you a joke. Because you know what? News anchors are quick to think on their feet, and that's why I'm good at maths. So Henry said, what is... Okay, Daniel Carniston, 7 times 8 plus 9 minus 2. 3. I mean, it might have not been right, but it was quick maths, wasn't it? It was quick. You can't deny that. And I told you, I'd give you a quick sum. Nick O'Neill, 5 times 8,026. 37. Quick maths. That's right. I'll take one more to demonstrate my mathematic skills. Unless you guys are done and you've seen it all. I mean, understandable. Okay, but in the meantime, my joke. A news anchor, a television talk show host, and a singer were all walking down the street. And they were actually being chased by the police because they had not paid for their airing time on television. And they came around to an alleyway, and the police chased them in there, and they all quickly hid somewhere in the alleyway. And the police were wondering where they went, so they looked around the alleyway, and the news anchor had hidden in a box that had cats labelled on it. And because news anchors are so intelligent, when the police kicked the box, he said, "Meow." That's right. Meow. Now, television talk show hosts, also quite smart, in my opinion. Similar trained to news anchors. The television talk show host found a box of dogs, and he jumped into that one. And when the police kicked that box, he went, "Woof." That's right. Woof. Just to sound like the dog, so that the police didn't suspect he was hiding in there. Now, the singer, who had not paid for their airtime either, jumped into a sack of potatoes. And boy, oh boy, it gets good from here. When the police came and kicked the sack of potatoes, the singer went, "Potatoes, potatoes, potatoes, potatoes." And the police obviously found and arrested the singer. And that's my joke, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here all week, except not really.
There you go. Well, we have 2 contenders here with us live now. Let's flick over to a screen where everyone can see them.
Well, hello.
Hang on, we're not there yet.
They're not there yet.
I mean, they are.
They're there!
But not for everyone else to see. Now they are.
Wonderful.
Hello, everyone. How are we?
Good.
Good?
Good.
How are we, Eleanor?
She doesn't want to tell us. That's fine.
We can't hear you. Can you hear us?
E.T. phone home. She doesn't want to talk. She's not in the mood. She just wants to sit there in silence.
Can you hear us, Eleanor?
No, she's moving her mouth. Can't hear anything.
Oh, connecting audio.
Can you hear me now?
Yay! We got you, Eleanor.
Welcome
and
aboard.
Jamie. Welcome to Fuse TV. How are we?
Good.
Good, good. That's the way. Well, Theo, we're going to play a game with these guys live.
That's right.
Do you want to explain the game?
All right. This game is a classic, and it is called Silly Sausage. So, the rules of the game are, we will ask you a question one at a time, and you, as the contestant, have to answer with the words silly sausage, all right?
That's the only words you can answer with.
You are not allowed to smile or laugh or even so much as smirk.
That's exactly right.
All right.
And if you do, that's it. Your time's up. And we're going to see who can last the longest without smiling or laughing.
I'm
Folks.
gonna lose instantly.
Okay, well, maybe we'll give them a point for every time they laugh or smile, and then whoever finishes with the most points loses.
What? And then we just say they go
I'm
for
already
a minute
smiling.
each.
Or we just ask them a few questions each.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, for the viewers at home, this is your chance to get involved. We can see what you have to say right here. You send through your questions that you want to hear them say the answer silly sausage to. Who should we start with? Who wants to go first? Hang on. How about Jamie and Eleanor? Why don't you guys play a game of scissors, paper, rock? Paper, rock over Zoom. You ready? Let's go, Jamie. Get ready.
Wait, are we going on rock or after rock?
Scissors, paper, rock.
On rock. Jamie, I don't see your hand, mate. You can't play without a hand.
That's right.
Yeah, there we go.
That's
All right, you guys ready? Scissors, paper, rock. No, Jamie, you got to say it with us, bro. Let's try again. One last time.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna say it, and you're gonna do it. You ready? All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Scissors, paper, rock. Oh, Jamie wins. Jamie, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
You'll go second. All right, Eleanor, keep that straight face. We're going to count how many times you smile or smirk in a time limit that we decide.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Let's go with 30 seconds. All right. Are you ready? Folks, remember, send in your questions and they have to answer silly sausage.
That's right. Okay, are we ready? Would you
Yep,
like to ask the
I
first
am. Eleanor, what did you brush your teeth with this morning?
Silly sausage.
What is your favorite type of vegetarian cuisine?
Silly sausage.
If Daniel proposed to you, he would say, Eleanor, will you? That's one.
All right. What are your real thoughts of Sunnybank Church of Christ?
Silly sausage.
What do you think of Jamie's hairdo?
Silly sausage.
Oh. And what are your thoughts on the current events of COVID-19?
Silly sausage.
I'd have to agree.
And I heard that you have an interesting taste in toast. You like putting what with your jam on toast?
Silly sausage.
That's disgusting. And your favorite TV show?
Silly sausage.
You work in a coffee shop. People like to add what to their coffee?
Silly sausage.
There you go.
Oh, time's up.
That was good. You only
Jesus.
smiled once. That's
Oh my
good.
gosh.
That's good. That was good. All right, Jamie, are you ready? We got a few getting sent through.
I'm definitely losing this.
Yeah, you lost on Eleanor's go.
All right, Jamie, you haven't got your go yet. All right, Jamie, your time is about to start. Get that straight face on. Mate, you're already smiling. Just
He's warming up.
think angry thoughts.
All right, here we go.
Think about how much you are enraged that Steve hasn't shaved his hair yet.
Grr. Grr.
Grr. All right, you ready? We're going to start now. What is Theo?
Silly sausage.
That's the point.
That's 1 point.
Okay.
What do you think of Steve? Sorry. What do you think
Silly
of Steve?
sausage.
That's two. You got. Okay, I'm gonna wait for you to stop smiling before I ask the next one. All right, good. All right. Who do you think should shave their head, Steve or Henry?
Silly sausage.
That's two.
That's three.
That's three. We're going to keep going because this is hilarious. How was Jesus resurrected?
Silly sausage.
Four.
What did you get your mum for Mother's Day last week?
A silly sausage.
When you and Christian get really angry and fight each other because you're brothers, you don't punch him. Instead, you hit him with your what?
Silly sausage.
All right. When you cannot find your headphones, what do you use instead?
Silly sausage.
And one last one for you. What do you eat with your mashed potato?
Silly sausage.
Oh, mate.
Oh boy.
Jamie, you didn't win. What a surprise.
Shocking.
Oh boy. Well,
I said that from the start that I was going to win.
Yeah, true that.
Amy. Eleanor. I don't even know. All right. Well, I was reading the screen and there was a different word, and I put them all together in one word. And out
Oh,
came
who's the
Amy.
silly sausage now?
Yeah, me. All right. Well, Jamie. Oh, that's where I got it from. Jamie and Eleanor. Thank you for joining us for another game of silly sausage. We'll see you next
You're
time as we jump over to our next.
I said I was going to lose from the start.
What?
And you did.
Who wrote? Oh, what a game. That was a good one.
There you go.
Oh, that was
I
a
had a good
one.
giggle with that.
Good one to lighten the mood
Good-
after that
good giggle.
hectic, angry neighbour story.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Well, speaking of breaking news and traumatic events, there is something that's crossed my mind quite a lot recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I'm quite passionate about this topic.
Yes, as am
Very
I,
passionate about
as
this
a news
topic.
anchor myself.
Mm.
And this story is all about the fact that when do news anchors eat their dinner?
Oh, we're talking about that, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. Nothing infuriates me more than when news anchors eat their dinner.
Yeah, clearly.
And actually, I am quite passionate about this because I like food.
That's right. As do I.
That's it.
But Lockie and I, as news anchors ourselves, thought we'd make a change to this and we'd get some dinner while we tell you the news. Only naturally.
That's exactly right.
All right, so here's one we prepared earlier. We have croissants and muffins, very dinnerly of us, isn't it, Lockie?
Well, I feel like that's like the only dinner a news anchor could have.
That's right. Imagine seeing a news anchor eat a casserole. Can you believe that? I don't think so.
Is that what you do?
No, that's right.
That's it. Absolute travesty.
So
So we are making a change here at Fuse News. We are all about standing up for what is right. Mario, I'm talking about you. Steve, I'm talking about your head. And dinner, I'm talking about you.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to eat dinner on air because that is what we do here at Fuse News. Channel 9, Tracy Grimshaw. We're making a change for you. All right, Tracy?
Get your dinner.
Get your dinner on air. I want to see you eating lasagna, spag bog, whatever it is you feel. Maybe a cheeky taco.
But not a casserole.
But not a casserole on air. We're here to make change at Fuse News. Now, there's another thing that really just froths my coffee.
Tell me what froths your coffee.
Froths my coffee. When people call us out as fake news.
Oh, nothing froths my coffee more than a
Nothing froths
coffee
me
of fake
coffee
news.
more than fake news. Or people calling us out and claiming it. And
That's
you know
right.
who does that?
Henry.
Henry Jones.
Henry flipping Jones.
Meat Sack Jones. Always calls us out. Fake news. A couple of weeks ago, Henry called out that I couldn't play saxophone. And I don't know about you, but I think we proved him wrong last week.
Boy, did we prove it.
And so we returned the favor.
That's
you
right.
know,
Only naturally.
We served back. Because Henry used to play the tuba. So you call us out, we'll call you out.
That's right.
Except this one bit us in the butt a little bit, didn't it, Theo?
Yes, unfortunately.
Because Henry, in fact, sent in a video of him playing tuba.
And it was actually pretty good.
It was. I was thoroughly impressed. So we're going to flick over to that now so that you can enjoy the sounds of what has to be one of the most mundane instruments known to man.
If you like to talk to tomatoes, if a squash can make you smile, if you like to waltz with
Oh, no, no, no!
If you like to talk to tomatoes, if a squash can make you smile, if you like to waltz with
Well, thank you for that, Henry. Damn shame the tuba was fake.
What?
I am calling you out. Fake news, Henry. Fake news.
That's right. Well, nice try is all I can say about that one.
Yeah. You know, you tried, but you failed. You know, at least try to trick us with a real instrument.
That's right.
You know.
I don't want to talk about it anymore, really.
We only specialize in the true and authentic things here at Fuse Camp. We major in the majors. And that is it.
That's right. Lockie.
Speaking of majoring in the majors, we're about to completely stray from that as
far as we can.
As we flick over to the one and only, what do we call him? Journalist.
Yeah, that's right.
The journalist who works for us here at Fuse News. He also works for the Tweed Advocate.
That's right.
Now, being a news segment, I feel like it's our duty to warn you that the following contents you may find disturbing. You got anything to add to that?
It's true.
It's true. You may find it disturbing, and we're here to remind you that this is a strictly satirical piece, which means that it's a joke. So have a giggle, and don't take it too hard. Let's flick over to the Tweed Advocate.
Hello, and you are watching the Tweed Advocate, the most reliable news source on the Tweed. I'm your host for today. It's Josh here, and we have an exciting think piece for you today. Life has changed, and it may stay this way for a long time. Without youth group and church, is God still here? Some of us at home watching Fuse TV or other church streaming services may just be reminded about how much they miss and wish they were at a real life gathering. Some of you may be thinking that since church isn't on anymore, you're not feeling it anymore either. I don't feel like God is with me while I'm watching church online. Could this be time to acknowledge the ever-present presence of God irregardless of where you are? And perhaps experience honestly, maybe for the first time, what God's presence really is, without the flashiness of modern worship or charismatic preaching. Some of you may be thinking that this is actually an incredible opportunity to redefine your relationship with God, to perhaps deepen your understanding of God and His love. You could think of this time as a real chance to change really everything about your faith. Perhaps God actually isn't just in these grand moments of meeting together. Perhaps He's with you always, even in these quiet moments at home. You could think that, but you would be completely wrong. The real reason why you're not feeling it is because God is actually ignoring you. Everyone else can feel Him all the time. How embarrassing for you. So here are the top 3 ways to ensure that God still notices you. Number 1, you want a message from God specifically to you? The Bible tells us that all of creation testifies to the glory of God. But if you're like me, that's not enough. You want a specific message directed to you personally. The only way that I can hear from God is through messages given to me on burnt pieces of toast. That's right, guys. Burn your toast at home and see what God has to say to you. And if it doesn't work the first time, just keep burning as much toast as you can until God finally listens. Here's a message on a piece of toast that I received from God this morning. Number 2. Since quarantine, has your prayer life suffered just a little bit? Let me tell you, it's got nothing to do with any lack of effort on your end to just talk to God. It's because we all know that God is unable to hear our prayers unless we are ourselves in the presence of spirit keys. Yes, it is the frequency of the synth pad strings on the keyboard that unlocks God's ability to hear you in prayer. These keys are essential for any church or youth group service. To remedy this, I suggest that you go onto the App Store and you get yourself a synth pad app like I have. Looks just like this. And make sure that you don't pray without it. Allow me to demonstrate how it works. Father God, we just pray to you and thank you so much for Fuse Youth and how much fun we can have watching you. And yeah, we just pray that you keep everyone safe in these times. And Heavenly Father, we just thank you all. Number 3, and this is probably your biggest issue. Your biggest problem as to why you're not feeling it with God right now is ambience. Let me put it in simple terms. God doesn't want to transcend His presence into your boring house. No way! Into your plain bedroom or lounge room, you can forget about it. That's why for this week only, I'm going to be sending out these fog machines. Here we go. So you can set this up in your house and you can turn it on while you're watching Fuse Youth, especially in the worship. And as this smoke machine turns on, your room, anywhere you are, will be filled with this glorious smoke. And by proxy, the glorious presence of God as well. And as long as you've got that smoke machine, those spirit keys, and burnt toast in your house, the presence of God will transcend upon you like never before. Anyway, in seriousness, guys, this week's Tweed Advocate has been a bit tongue-in-cheek on faith and youth group, but what I'm actually saying is that your faith in Jesus is so much more than where you go to church or where you go to youth or who you hang out with. For most of us, all these things have been stripped away, and yet we still have our faiths, and God still loves us. You know, I don't even think God's love is actually dependent on the degree in which we serve Him in our lives. For a lot of us, we've all been doing nothing except for the bare minimum that we need to do, and yet God's love is still upon us as much as it's ever been. This will be the last Tweed Advocate that I do for a while, just because they're so time-consuming. Yeah, I'll encourage you guys in your faith to just really go deep with God and be really honest. In these times, no one's watching you. You're just on your own. You don't have to present yourself as anything more than what you are, because you're not at youth, you're not around people, you're not at church. It's just you and God. You know, what does prayer look like for you when you don't have to pray out loud? What does it look like when it's just in your head? You know, I would encourage you to really think hard about your faith in this time. And by the time quarantine's over, who knows what lessons we'll have to share with each other. But it's such a great thing that we can just acknowledge that God isn't just in these mountaintop experiences in our lives, at youth group or in worship. And I love meeting God there. It's the best. But God is actually with us all the time. And even in these mundane, seemingly meaningless moments in our life. Anyway, guys, you've been watching The Tweed Advocate for this week. Peace out.
Well, thank you, Josh.
Trivial.
Very trivial, but in the end, I thought it was good.
I think what he had to say at the end was great, Now is a better time than ever to make an extra special effort with your faith.
That's right.
Because you know what? Times like this are challenging because you don't have your friends, you don't have your leaders, you don't have those people to challenge and push you in your faith. And so you actually have to do it on your own.
Yeah.
And so that's a little bit challenging. We thought we'd flick live now with a correspondent of ours, Beth, who's going to chat to us a little bit more about that as part of tonight's devotion. So let's just flick over to her now. Beth, how are we?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are not bad.
2 thumbs up from me.
Got shut down by the government, but we're back, we're live, and we're having a good time. So, let's start with a bit of a light question.
No, I keep it spicy.
You got one by any chance?
Not on me at the moment. Yeah, I left it.
What's the strangest habit you think you've picked up since quarantine has started? Or have you started any new hobbies?
Oh gosh. A habit? I don't think I picked up a habit.
Wow.
But I don't know. I've had lots of interesting stories, so I can tell you some stories.
Share us an interesting story.
All right. Okay. The other day I woke up at 6:30 and I had a loud noise. Yeah, that was I had a really loud noise on my roof, and I walked outside with my roommate and we had 3 turkeys, bush turkeys on our roof.
On your roof?
Oh. Yeah, just walking around.
What?
Can turkeys fly? On your roof?
Yeah, apparently they can because they got onto the roof.
How the heck did turkeys get on the roof? That is a strange... Quarantine's obviously affecting everyone, not just the people, but the animals.
Yeah, maybe the turkeys have picked up the strange behavior.
They're getting stir crazy. They're having to find new ways to cause havoc that annoys us humans.
That's right, because we're all inside, so they come to us.
All I can picture right now is, in Chicken Run when they create the big slingshot to try and shoot themselves over the fence. Yeah. I can just imagine there's these turkeys outside Beth's house with this catapult.
So look out
launching
for the
themselves
turkeys
onto her roof. So watch out for flying turkeys. They don't fly. They will fall. They will hit you.
Gravity.
Gravity sucks.
The gravity of this situation is
yeah. Well, as we were just saying, and as Josh said a little bit in his tweet advocate, missing people?
Very much so, yeah. It's actually been hard because people don't know me. I live in Brisbane, but also Tweed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And so it's been hard because the border's closed.
That's a bit of a traveler you are, kind of like Trump.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did not go home for 2 months. So I didn't see my family for 2 months, which was actually really, really hard. And then I got really sick of it. So last week I did a sneaky dash across the border.
Oh, border dash.
May I remind you, we are the news and we are live. So that one's gone straight onto the list for next
Hey, look,
week.
sometimes...
Well, I was actually...
That'll be the next tweet advocate. Beth Clark arrested.
I was driving home and I didn't know because there's a bit of a grey area whether I can actually do it or not. And there was a cop car 200 meters driving in front of me, and I'm driving 80 on the highway, getting people to merge between this cop car and me so I don't get pulled over and questioned when I'm trying to cross the border.
Good tactics.
There you go. Very interesting. So, how are you finding? How are you dealing with all this change and keeping, I suppose, what are you guys doing? What are you doing in terms of practical senses to keep your faith strong in this time with all this change and all this isolation while being away from people?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's actually, I've been finding it really hard. I definitely thrive off, and my faith, like, off seeing people and being around people, being able to talk about it with people, and just hanging out with like the youth kids and my church family. I definitely find that's when I feel most like good about my faith and certain about it.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it's actually been really hard for me. I've been watching Fuse online. I've been watching church online, and I've been Zooming. Do you call it Zooming? Zoom chatting?
Yeah, let's call it Zooming. Yeah, sounds fun.
I've been Zooming lots of the guys from youth for chats, and definitely just trying. I've been listening to the devotions on Fuse Youth.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, they're good. The daily devotions.
Yeah, they've been really, really great. And yeah, I think just trying to have conversations with people in the ways that I can, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, I mean, it's a little bit different at the moment. I know my answer to this next question is I really love doing it in nature and going out to the beach and stuff, which I can't quite do at the moment. But generally, where do you find that you most, like, where do you find that you most find God? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Okay, I find God the most. I do, as we've established, a lot of driving between Brisbane and Tweed.
Yeah.
And when I do that, it's just me in the car, and I turn on the music, and I get an hour and a half where I get to listen to worship music. I get to spend time with God.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes I'm talking out loud to God, or just singing. Not that it's good, because I'm in the car by myself, so no one can hear it. So that's probably, to be honest, when I connect the most with God. I get a time to sort of slow down. I mean, I am focusing on driving, I promise. But I don't know. I just get time to think. I get time to pray. I get time to listen to worship music. And that's when I find that I'm connecting with God the most.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's awesome.
And lastly, Beth, if you had one thing which you could teach, or a message you'd like to inspire the Fuse campers with right now, what would that be?
Let me put it in simple terms.
Okay. There's so many lessons. What do I want to say?
It's a tricky one.
It is. I think the biggest thing is just you get to choose how you want to live life.
Yeah.
And I think the way you want to choose life comes a lot from the person you are. I don't know. Maybe I should start this again. Okay, let's try again.
Go for it.
I think it's really important to know who you are and to know the life that you want to live. And I think once you decide how you want to live your life, you have to decide the person that aligns with that. I think you can't say that you want to live life one way. Like, you can't say you want to go to church and you want to go to youth and you want to be a Christian, but on the side, you're not living that life. You need to live a life of integrity. And I think the best way to do that is to get quiet, spend time with God, and ask him what kind of person you should be, what kind of life you should be living, and the way you should be living it. And once you find that passion that you have in life, and once you're sure about the person you are, it becomes a lot easier to say no to things.
Yeah.
It becomes a lot easier to say, no, I don't want to go to that party because it's probably not the greatest place to be. Or I really am just keen to go to youth this afternoon instead of hang out with those people, because I know that that aligns with the way I want to be living my life. So I think that's something that I've learned over sort of the end years of my high school. And it was definitely a challenging time because I didn't know. I was trying to please everyone. I was trying to be friends with everyone, and it gets you nowhere. So I think the biggest advice I can give to people is get quiet, ask God who you are, how do you want to live your life, and what you should be doing to achieve that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. It's that whole authentic faith, authentic personality, and that's something that I really love about our Fuse culture. Something that we're really trying to encourage is to have an authentic faith community where we're all just genuine and real with each other. And that's what I love about going to youth group and stuff, is I can just be I'm with other people and we can just be ourselves. It's great. Right. So that's awesome. Well, Beth, thanks so much for joining us this evening. If someone knocks on your door, don't answer. It might be the FBI. We don't know how far this is going to go. Or it could be the cops because you crossed the border. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm going to be deported.
Deported back to Tweed.
Oh no. Well, Beth, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you hopefully as soon as this isolation lifts a little bit.
Get out of here, isolation. Am I
Hopefully.
right?
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Well, folks, there you go.
That is Bethany Clark.
Beth
for
Clark,
your
everybody.
Friday evening.
How good.
Mm.
Well, this is interesting. Bronte was saying that turkeys roost in trees, so they can fly.
I don't really know what roost means, but
I don't
thank
know.
you.
But I mean, Bronte's part-time youth pastor, part-time,
animal person.
So
And I trust her.
if she says it must be real.
That's right.
So there you go, folks. They don't fly via catapult, like I said.
What?
They actually fly via roost to trees.
Yes, they are roost animals.
Turkeys do like to roost. In fact, sometimes I too dream that I could roost
like a turkey.
And
that's
because flying is for the weak.
Mm.
So I like to
and
roost.
It's almost the weekend.
That's it. So maybe you can roost too.
And with that was our final story, wasn't it?
That was the final story of the night. And what a night it has been, folks. It has been a night of joy, a night of terror, a night of difficulties,
and a night of excitement,
and a night of challenging things and excitement. We've laughed over silly sausage. We've cried. In fact, I nearly cried when the internet stopped.
And I cried when I had to interview that scary, angry neighbour, but
That's
geez,
exactly
he was
right.
good looking.
But folks, don't let that stop you from dreaming, because you can roost high as the sky. So from all of us here at Fuse Camp,
Good
sweet
evening.
dreams, sleep well, and good